I got no clue. Got no clue. I mean, we got two kids in college. Besides their measurables, their throwing motion, like, what do we know about them? And we know zero about them, what they'll do in the pro game. Now, I do like that conventionally they come from conventional college offenses compared to Baker Mayfield. I think Baker Mayfield and Josh Allen, depending on where they are, the kid from Wyoming, they have a chance to be just as good as Sam Darnold or Josh Rosen. We need to see where they go first. I can't answer this question until I see which teams they go to, see the direction of the team, because you're talking about, I talk about 99% of all NFL players need a great system to cultivate their talent. Now, you think that these kids don't need a system? They really do. And where they go will determine the arc and the destiny as far as their career and how we look at them as NFL quarterbacks.
Well, there's one team that's going to have to decide who of these two they like more is the Cleveland Browns at number one. Assuming they're going to draft a quarterback, I would think they would. Sashi Brown, I think, got fired because he didn't draft a quarterback in the first round. Go ahead, CC.
Yeah, they're going to draft a quarterback, but we can't be just consumed that someone doesn't come up the charts and slide in front of Josh Rosen or Sam Darnold, which I believe Josh Allen, if someone's going to take a flyer, he could be the guy as we go through these next 5 months of trying to tear these guys' games apart. Josh Allen might have the biggest upside, and someone might decide to reach for him ahead of these other two.
Listen, you're totally right that a guy could come out of nowhere.
Based on a source.
Based on a source. Well, and how about this? Based on recent history. People didn't see Mitch Trubisky being the first quarterback taken at this point last season. Like, that is not what people held. People didn't see Pat Mahomes going before Deshaun Watson. Like, weird things happen.
Carson Wentz, they weren't high on him.
North Dakota State guy, similar, not North Dakota State's smaller than Wyoming as far as schools, but another guy people didn't know a lot about. People were much more focused on Jared Goff, who I guess did go ahead of him. But if I were the Browns and it was between these two guys, which I think at least as of now it most likely will be, I am a Josh Rosen fan. Now, I will admit, I don't think there's anybody that is great at saying this college player's at quarterback going to be awesome. This guy's not. If they were, he would be running an NFL team, and I don't see an NFL team that consistently gets this one right. We give all this respect to the Patriots. Look, man, they got Brady. Well, yeah, after they passed on him 5 times. They got Jimmy Garoppolo. Yeah, that's true. After they also drafted Ryan Mallett. They drafted a bunch of guys that they missed on. The reason I like Rosen, though, just to be quick, is I've seen Rosen improve each year of his collegiate career. Darnold was at his best seemingly last year, and this year got worse, and at least statistically, every category. He had lower completion percentage, fewer touchdowns, more interceptions. So even if, like, Rosen's overall body of work might be slightly more, Darnold's overall body of work might be slightly more impressive than Rosen's, I see Rosen on the uptick and Darnold not the same trajectory. So if I were to have to choose between the two, I'm a Josh Rosen guy.
So you know far more, you drive in the lane of the numbers, and you obviously know more about raw talent from watching these two guys. And from everything I've read and watched from these two guys in college, the third intangible would be, where your heart is and who you are as a person. And it looks like, from what we've learned and read about these guys from college, that Sam Darnold is one of those, like, eat, breathe, live. My soul's on fire for football. I'm first one here. I'm last one to leave. I need football. I want to be around football. This is my passion. And Rosen, it's not as important to him in his life. He has outside interests. He's very outspoken. Not that it has nothing to do with football, but it just seems like if you want to win one game, it seems like Josh Rosen would be your guy. But if you want someone for the long haul, Sam Darnold has the feel of being that kind of guy that would be first there, last to leave, just based on what they did in college.
Yeah, I don't think it'd be fair for us to draw that conclusion. Because Josh Rosen, he's made some comments that he might be interested in more things. That doesn't mean that another player is more committed, because one guy is woke up socially and is trying to make a difference in different areas. That just means he's well-rounded, and that could be a plus when you look at it. I haven't seen anything or heard anything around these kids that one of these guys loves football more. So I wouldn't want to go down that road. What I'm concerned about is both of these kids are California kids, right? They didn't grow up in the Midwest, right? They didn't grow up in the North. They didn't grow up in the Northeast, right?
Correct.
You don't know. If you go to Cleveland, You see how it is outside today? You're going to play a lot of games in it. Now, if y'all can tell me that either one of these guys could go outside on 6th Avenue and throw a football, because that's what it's going to be like in Cleveland.
The CC, as always, focused, I think, rightfully on the weather, something I'm never thinking about in this analysis, but it's a good point. I mean, it's a great point, especially when we see the different way guys play.
They're California kids.
Right. No, I mean, when we hear it.
It's proven.
Absolutely.
In cold weather, everything shrinks. So, if you got a small hand, I don't know the hand size, but everything. That's not no hot take.
Okay.
All right? But if you have a smaller hand and you cannot grip the football, the reason why Aaron Rodgers is great and Brett Favre, we're great in Green Bay, their hand size and their grip pressure on the football. Now, if they're one of the rare people that could play in Green Bay. So I don't think either one of these kids right now, we have anything that say they can do that.
I just, real quick, to respond to your thing about Rosen, because whether it's fair or not, what Jenna said is what you are already reading from these anonymous scouts, these people that are so these anonymous scouts that say, you know, Josh Rosen, he's been in football to make money. That was one of the knocks on him recently. Some of these guys,
I think Josh Rosen comes from some money.
He comes from a lot of money.
Okay.
His dad was in line to be Surgeon General under President Obama, if I have it correct. Some of these guys will knock Rosen for that. I think it's wildly unfair. I think it's ridiculous. I think the idea that because someone wants to be well-rounded, wants to be thoughtful on things, that it's going to knock them as a football guy, I think is absurd. But for some teams, it absolutely will knock him.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from First Things First, or go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.